Welcome to this latest edition in our video interview series here at iConnect. My name is Richard Albert, and along with Tom Ginsberg and David Landau, I'm a founding co-editor of this blog. And today we're going to feature Gonzalo Ramírez Cleves in our series on five questions that we ask a scholar of public law about his research and writing. Gonzalo Ramírez Cleves is a professor of constitutional law at Externado University in Bogota, Colombia. He's also a dear friend of ICONS, having attended conferences, having participated in programs. He's also involved in the Colombia chapter. So Gonzalo, wonderful to see you. Thank you for everything you do for ICONS.
Thank you, Richard, for having me here. It's a pleasure.
So Gonzalo, as you know, in this series, what we're interested in is what you're researching about, what you're writing, and also how you write, and also a bit about your background as an undergraduate and law student and the kind of academic influences that you've had that now shape how you think about the law. So I have five questions I want to ask you. Let's begin with the first. What are you researching and writing right now?
So I'm researching about the separation of state and church right now. I am doing an investigation related with the neutrality principle, because this is a Congress, it will be a Congress next October at Externado related with that topic. So we are trying to look for four principles or four topics related with constitutional law. One is laicity, the other is democracy, the other is climate emergency, and the last one is poverty. And we try to analyze the Constitution from now, 2020 to 2013 in a prospective way, like Jack Balkin did in one time, like 2020 Constitution. So try to look forward.
And when do you write, Gonzalo? Do you have a schedule that you follow, a routine you follow, or do you just write whenever the time appears to you in your busy day?
It is difficult to answer exactly when. Probably when you have time. When I did the PhD in Spain, I have the whole day. So I used more or less 6 hours working in the thesis. But right now I have working as a teacher, as also I am running the Journal of Constitutional Law from Externado, that is Revista Derecho del Estado. I am the chief editor, so it's also administrative work, so I have less time. So I try to do it when I have time, but probably better for me is to work at night. You know, it's like silence, you don't have, nobody bothers you, and it's a good time to work, or early in the morning. This is the time I prefer to work better. Sometimes when it's a dayline, also you work better because it's pressure, no, and also it also helps, but it's a lot of stress to do that. So more or less, it's better to work at night or early in the morning.
Gonzalo, when did you know that this is the life you wanted to build for yourself, the life of a scholar, of a professor of law?
When I was a child, I played with my cousins to be a teacher, but I never believed I would become one. Maybe the idea to be a teacher was at the university, not in the high school, but at the university. I see so many professors that I like it. And also I work with a professor that is Carlos Restrepo Piedrahita, who works in constitutional law history. So I think that when I know what academic means and how that is very seriously, and you have also to have like a commitment with that, I found that it was my profession.
Can we think back, Gonzalo, to when you were a student, either an undergraduate law student or when you were earning your doctoral degree in Spain? Was there a book that you encountered at the time, a paper that you read, maybe a chapter that you read in an edited volume that was really important to you at the time and that continues today to help shape your scholarship, to inform how you think about the law?
I studied, my university was from 1991 to 1996. We have 5 years of law school here in Colombia. So in the 90s was like so many books related with neoliberalism, and also the role of the judges, you know, in constitutional law. So at that time was, for example, it was this book from an Italian writer. It was Gustavo Zagrebeschi. That was the flexibility of the law, and also how the judge can interpret the principles. And some philosophical authors as Gianni Battimo, for example, related with the postmodernity. But I think, and some historical books. There, I work with Carlos Restrepo, who worked as an historian in constitutional law. So he showed us, the people who work with him, so many books related with this topic. You know? Even some Americans, historians who came to Colombia in the 60s or 70s to research about some history of constitutional law in Colombia. So we have so many books at that time that I read about the constitutional law history. But I think in the PhD that I did in Spain, in the Universidad Complutense de Madrid, the book from Pedro de Vega, he was my director. It was the book that I really liked the best. You know? He tried to mix political with history, with philosophical issues, especially with Greeks and ancient political history. So I really like his work, and interesting also to at the first time when I wrote to try to be like him, no? to write like him. But there are so many issues that you have to know to write that way. You know, you have to know like philosophy, political theory, and also Greek history. So it's very difficult. But I admire his work.
Mm. Yeah, I think many people can relate to that you're trying to emulate your advisor, how she writes, how he writes,
Yes.
how she thinks, how he thinks. Well, let's now turn, Gonzalo, to the final question,
Yes.
which is about your writing, more specifically, your favorite publication, the one that is most meaningful to you among all the books or chapters or papers you've written. And I want to ask this question because I'd like to share a link to this publication with our readers, our viewers, so they can learn a bit more about you and your work. So which of all your publications is your favorite, your most dear publication?
I think it's my thesis, my PhD thesis. So it's here. I have it with me because it's the limits of the constitutional amendments and the constitutional concept, you know, as the basis of the restriction. I worked in this book for almost 5 years and a half. So that is my favorite book. You know, all the things that I know about the topic, the constitutional amendment, the constitutional power, and also the things related with also the theory of the concept of constitution are here. And also remember that I live in Spain. It was a wonderful time, you know, all the time just researching and being with friends also that you met there, and the food and the good people from Spain. So they also have so good memories when I open this book. So it's my favorite book.
Oh, could you show us the cover once again? Let's see the cover once again.
Yeah,
Yes.
This
Yes.
picture is from the Constitution from Cadiz, no? The 1812 Constitution from Cadiz that is very important because it's the first liberal constitution. So here is the portrait or the picture of one of the people who that think that it was the promulgation of that constitution, that it was called the PEPA, no? Because of Jose Bonaparte. It was at that time.
Yes, a lovely cover. And of course, as you know, I have a copy of your book on my shelf over there. If I had time, I would go and get it and hold it up myself, but we don't because I know you're very busy. But thank you for taking the time to chat with us about your work, about your research, about your academic journey to now, where you are professor of constitutional law at Externado University, also editor-in-chief of the Law Journal at Externado. Gonzalo Ramírez Cleves, thank you so very much for agreeing to do this.
Thank you, Richard, and I congratulate you and all the people from Nikon to do all this work that you are doing to make us gather together and be friends and to know each other. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. Say hi to all of our friends at Externado.
Okay, thank you, Richard.